What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions for WWE Day 1, which is the first pay-per-view of 2022. And honestly, I'm looking at the card right now on here in my book, as you can tell. I'm actually checking out the card, and I would have to say this is probably the most stacked card ever. Literally, probably one of the best cards we had ever had in a while. And if you guys notice, I actually did trim down my beard and mustache a little bit. That's because my eczema is still there. I don't know if the camera will do it justice, but yeah, like right around here, like right around the sides right here, I do have eczema. Yeah, I had to trim it. I had to trim it down so I could put a little bit of lotion on it. But that being said, with that being said, let's get straight into the predictions. And also, before I forget, simple reminder, guys. Later today at around, I would say at around 1. I don't know exactly what time this video will be posted, but sometime later today I'm going to be doing a end of the year Q&A. So I'm pretty sure that the Q&A box on my Instagram story is no longer available. So if you guys do have any questions that they want to ask me, you guys can drop them in the comments below, and I will try to get to as much of them as I can. So yeah, again, if you guys have any questions that you want to ask me, drop them in the comments, and let's get straight into this video with our first matchup being for the Intercontinental title, as Shinsuke Nakamura will defend his title against Sami Zayn in a rivalry that actually goes back to 2016 when Shinsuke Nakamura debuted in WWE. If you guys remember, if you guys remember, I believe Sami Zayn wanted to have one last match at NXT Takeover in Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas. Sorry. At NXT TakeOver Dallas, and NXT General Manager William Regal said, "Who better than this dude?" It ended up being Shinsuke Nakamura, and that was a hell of a match. I just wanted to let you guys know I saw that match, and you guys can even watch it on YouTube right now as we speak. That was a hell of a match. But back then, Shinsuke actually showed respect for Sami Zayn. Nowadays, there's no respect at all. There is no respect, because Sami Zayn doesn't respect anybody but himself. He buys into the delusion that management has been conspiring against him this last year, when really he's just, to be honest, he's just conspiring himself. He's conspiring against himself. And that's what makes Sami Zayn look like a dumbass. Literally. I know that some people might comment saying, "Oh, he's not. Oh, yes, he's being conspired against." He's not. They're just conspiracy theories. That's all they are. And I don't buy into anything Sami Zayn says. So, as far as who I believe is gonna win, obviously it's gonna be Shinsuke. Because of the fact that he has Rick Boogs in his corner. Sami Zayn is gonna try and get a roll-up victory, use the ropes. He's gonna do what he can to get back what he calls his Intercontinental title, but really it's not his, it's Shinsuke. So I'm going with Shinsuke Nakamura on this one. Next up, we got the Raw Tag Team titles on the line, as RK Bro defends against the Street Profits. This is like right here is like a WrestleMania worthy matchup, because this will be considered this will be considered to probably be one of the sleeper matches of the card, because of the fact that, for one, this will actually be the first time in a why I believe in quite some time actually that the Street Profits will be challenging for the Raw Tag Team titles. And the last time they challenged for the Raw Tag Team titles, they were champions throughout most of 2020 before they got drafted to Raw, or rather before they got before they got drafted to SmackDown, and they had to exchange the tag titles with the New Day, because you guys know when King Woods returned in 2020, he and Kofi became the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and they ended up getting drafted to Raw. Yeah, we all know. We all know what's up with that one. So, and plus RKO and plus RK Bro they've been extremely dominant since winning the titles back at SummerSlam in August. So that's what 5 months they've been teaming up. I would say for most of 2021, but to be honest, I feel like as if this is a match that the Street Profits must win, because if they lose, they may never get another shot again, because you guys know opportunities like this do not come easy. They are not easy to get, and the Street Profits, this is pretty much what their rematch, if you will, for the Raw Tag Team titles. But I don't know. I feel like as if with Randy Orton as Riddle's tag team partner, I feel like they could. I believe the team RK Bro could very may well go take the Raw Tag Team division to heights we never thought possible. But honestly, I gotta go with the Street Profits on this one, in my opinion. Next up, we got Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. Do I even have to say anything else about this matchup? I really don't, honestly. I mean, the only thing that I could say is that Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin are not funny. I'm just being real. They're legitly, they're not funny, because when you think about it, hang on guys, I'm literally on Instagram and something came up. Anyway, they're not even funny. The jokes that they make, they're not jokes, they're insults. And McIntyre actually took offense to the shit that Madcap Moss said. You know the shit that they said. He took offense to it, and now he has his sword Angela back. And let's be honest, in a match against Drew McIntyre, you're pretty much just fucked. So I'm gonna go with Drew McIntyre on this one. Next up, we have a rematch from a little over a few weeks ago for the Raw Women's title, as Becky Lynch will defend her title against Liv Morgan. Now, this is a rivalry that actually went on since last year in 2020. And you're wondering why. Why? Here's the thing. When Becky Lynch gave up the Raw Women's title to Asuka via the Money in the Bank briefcase, because she was gonna be a mom to be, she told Liv Morgan, when I come back, you're gonna be champion. And unfortunately, that did not come to pass because of the fact that there are people, mainly the Twitter trolls, of course, are say that, oh, Liv Morgan doesn't deserve to be champion, she deserves to be fired, blah 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 blah. And all of her friends left. Ruby Riott left. Now she's with AEW. I believe, if I'm correct on that. Sarah Logan is now a mom as well. So obviously big shout outs to her. Congrats, of course. And she's all alone. Except the fact that she's not. She's got the WWE Universe backing her up. but their last encounter ended in controversy because Becky Lynch used the ropes at the last second. At the last second to retain the Raw Women's title, and now this has come to pass. But let's also not forget that when Liv Morgan issued the challenge, Becky Lynch decided to attack Liv Morgan's arm, and her arm was busted, completely busted, and now it's this. Honestly, this is a match that Liv Morgan has to win, because if she doesn't, there's no telling what can happen next. There is no telling what could happen next, to be honest. But honestly, if I had to pick, I would have to say Becky Lynch. We all know how she's gonna do it. Lightning is gonna strike twice, but I will be very surprised if Liv Morgan wins. I will be very surprised. Next up, we have a match that goes back, 16 years? Yeah, a match going back 16 years. And it's between the so-called A-lister, the so-called must-see superstar in all of WWE, The Miz, and the rated R superstar, the Hall of Famer, Edge. It's kind of ironic that we're having this match for a few reasons. Number one is the fact that Edge is right. Edge told Miz, keep your head up, don't let anything discourage you. And apparently Miz bought into the delusion that nobody helped him. Nobody gave him any advice. Nothing. Edge was the only one that gave him advice and said, dude, you got this. You got this. You got this. And Miz didn't even believe it. That proves that The Miz does not give a damn. But one thing that I want to point out is what happened this past Monday on Raw. And it was the fact that we saw the return of the Brood Bath. And I mean, even you guys have to admit, it was awesome. Funny, awesome, and it was must see. There, I said it. I said my joke for the day. Don't add me in the comments. But yeah, it was definitely must see. So this is a match that it's not a match that Edge has to win. It's a match that The Miz has to win, because if he wins, he could very well be next in line to be inducted into the Hall of Fame someday, which is a possibility. But at the same time, if you look at the accomplishments that both men have, you look at Edge. He's a multi-time Intercontinental Champion. He's a former United States Champion. He's a former multi-time Tag Team Champion. He's a two-time Money in the Bank winner. He's a two-time Royal Rumble winner. And let's also not forget that he's had multiple opportunities at the Universal title and came this close earlier this year. And you look at The Miz, who is also a two-time Money in the Bank winner. He's a two-time WWE Champion, an 8-time Intercontinental Champion, 3-time United States Champion, multi-time Tag Team Champion, but never won the Royal Rumble because because to some people, he's not on that level. So again, this is a match that The Miz has to win, because if he loses, his whole career will go spiraling down in 2022. So, but I'm sticking with Edge on this one. I am sticking with Edge all day, every day. Next up, the rivalry continues once again. The Usos and the New Day for the Smackdown Tag Team Titles. No matter how you see it, these two teams they're neck and neck. They are neck and neck when it comes to their win and loss record against each other. And I look back on the cards, on each of the cards that I built, that I wrote in my book, and honestly, the rivalry will never end, no matter how you see it. Because when it comes to the Usos and the New Day, they always elevate each other to heights that we never thought possible. But this is a different version. This is a New Day and a new version of the Usos, because the Usos have now aligned themselves with their cousin Roman Reigns, who I'll be talking about here in a second. And not only that, but with Big E on Raw, and with Xavier Woods as King and Kofi Kingston as the right hand of the King, a lot has changed. A lot has changed in the 6 years that these two teams have battled each other. So it's a matter of who pulls the trigger first. Who has enough, no pun intended, no pun intended, ruthless aggression, no pun intended, to pull the trigger and win the tag team titles. Honestly, it has to be the New Day. It's got to be the New Day, because for one, they're gonna be in Atlanta. King Woods is from Atlanta, so it's home field advantage. It's home field advantage for the New Day, and usually when you compete in your hometown, usually it's basically 50-50. It's either you win in your hometown or you lose in your hometown. But in this case, this is a match that the New Day has to win, because if they lose, there's no telling what can happen to King Woods' career. There's no telling. But these two teams are incredible tag teams. But I gotta go with the New Day on this one. Next up, we have the Universal title. Roman Reigns defending against Brock Lesnar. This could very may well be the last time we see these two face off, but knowing Brock Lesnar, he ain't stopping. He ain't gonna stop until he becomes Universal Champion for the 4th time in his career, which I don't know. I really don't see that happening and anytime soon, because I feel like if it wasn't for Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar would never have become a 3-time Universal Champion. So, Brock Lesnar is at a point where he needs Paul Heyman. He needs Paul Heyman, but this is actually a match that could very may well determine the future of SmackDown. Because if Roman Reigns wins, that means the Universal Championship stays on SmackDown and it doesn't and it goes nowhere else. Nowhere else. But if Brock Lesnar wins, we won't be seeing it until WrestleMania, and then until Money in the Bank, and then until SummerSlam, and then until Survivor Series, and that's it. That's it. It's just that simple. So, as much of a fan as I am of both these men, I gotta go with Roman on this one. Next up, we've got what could very may well be the biggest WWE Championship match in history. Big E defending the WWE title against Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Bobby Lashley. This is interesting because here's the thing. Both Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins are both former Universal Champions. But Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, and Big E are all current and former WWE Champions. But they've all held the Intercontinental title before in their careers. However, let's not forget, Lashley, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins have all held the United States title as well. But only Rollins and E have held tag team gold. So there is a lot, and plus, there's just with those accolades alone, it proves why all four deserve to be in this fatal four-way match for the WWE title. But let's not forget how all of this unfolded. This all unfolded just a few months ago when Big E cashed in Money in the Bank on Bobby Lashley to win the WWE title on Raw. Because let's not forget, Big E was a part of the Smackdown roster. If he wanted to, he could have took Roman Reigns' Universal title. He could have done that, and we would have seen the New Day and we could have seen all three members of New Day on SmackDown instead of Woods and Kofi on Raw and Big E on SmackDown, or vice versa. But it is what it is. And to be fair, it's Woods and Kofi's fault. It's their fault. To be fair, it's their fault. They were the ones that gave E permission to go at it on his own without the rest of New Day. So, but of course too, this was something that everybody wanted to see. The whole world wanted to see Big E go at it as a single competitor once again, and he became Intercontinental Champion for the second time in his career. He won Money in the Bank, and he became WWE Champion, all in a single year, which that right there is an incredible year for Big E. But I feel like as if 2022 could very may well be his darkest yet. Because if he loses to either one of these three men, to either Rollins, Owens, or Lashley, all the momentum that he had since winning the Intercontinental title from Sami Zayn back in 2019, back in 2020 last year, it's all going to come crashing down. It's all going to come crashing down, and it's going to take him months, maybe even years, to get that momentum back. You guys know, when it comes to having momentum, it takes well over a year for one to get all that momentum back. So, plus not only that, Rollins won a fatal four-way ladder match to earn the right to face Big E for the WWE title, but then Kevin Owens stepped in and he got Seth Rollins to attack Kevin Owens. Then Bobby Lashley came in and just a few weeks ago actually defeated Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, and Big E in the same night. That proves that Bobby Lashley deserved to be in this fatal four-way. I know that I might have said on social media that he didn't deserve it, but truth be told, he does. Let's not forget. He's a two-time ECW champion. He's a two-time ECW champion. He's a two-time Intercontinental champion, a two-time United States champion. He is literally a two-time Triple Crown champion in WWE, and if he wins, he'll become a two-time WWE champion. Which, that right there says a lot about Bobby Lashley. So, as far as who I think is going to win this one, it's hard to say. I think the dark horse of this whole match definitely has to be Big E. It's got to be the champion, because he's been in triple threat matches before, but he's never been in fatal four-way matches for his title. He's never had this type of pressure being put on him. He's never had this much pressure. So Big E is definitely going to be the sleeper. Bobby Lashley is definitely going to be the odds-on favorite, only because of the fact that he had beaten all three of these men in one night. So, but as far as who I think is going to win, as crazy as it is, I got to go with Bobby Lashley on this one. Alright, you guys, that is going to do it for this video. Question of the day. What are your guys' predictions for WWE Day 1? Let me know in the comments below. Also, too, again, later today, I'm going to be doing a end of the year Q&A. So if you guys have any questions that you want to ask me and that you have always wanted to ask me, though, if you have any questions that you've always wanted to ask me, sorry, you guys can drop them in the comments below. And that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button if you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more pay-per-view predictions in the future. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description below. And if you guys have any fan mail that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.